Ladies and gentlemen, it is I, Tetcher, and welcome back to another Tetcher community video replay cast, where you guys send me your games and I cast them. This one was a game recorded from my live stream, in fact, so there are people watching, so if you see me talk about the chat, then that is why. For now, though, it is time to play the video and introduce the teams. I can't remember which side was the heroes and which side was the villains. This side was heroes. Okay, so let's introduce the villains first. So, ladies and gentlemen, playing the Falstad on the villain team is going to be Cold Stone. Playing the Arthas, it will be Alderak. Playing the Butcher, it is Ray. Playing the Kerrigan, it is Let's New. And playing the Asmodan, it is Liakim. And playing the... okay, sorry, I was distracted by the chat for a second. And on the hero team, playing the Lunara, it is going to be Hermity. Playing the Sonya, it is going to be Rufflecopter. Playing the Murky, it will be Sandy. And playing the Reyna, it is Vinny 3. And the Abatha is being played by our hero today. It is Yale Homo. But it is the entire team that shall be the heroes today. So, for now, we're going to bring up those talents straight away. And we're going to have a look at some of the talents that we're starting off with right now. Gathering Caesar Marksman starting off on the Reyna and the Falstad. So both of them going for that stacking damage so they can get as much as possible there. We have the Blossom Swell on the Lunara here. Not going for that extra vision that you'd get or any of the other talents like the Mana Return. So, can deal with it. We have the Advocate starting off with the Locust build, which means he will probably go all in on it. So we will be keeping an eye on him straight away. Roaming wise, we can see Kerrigan probably going to be roaming as maybe Butcher. Maybe they're going to roam together, but if so, then that makes it strange that Coldstone and Alderak are in lane together. So yeah, it looks like Kerrigan's roaming. So is Butcher. So this is a confusing lane setup for now. They're going on to Rufflecopter, trying to get the early kill. But Kerrigan messing up her combo a bit and was unable to land it. And Rufflecopter shall survive. Sandy, Murky, and Lunara are the ones up here. Lunara, though, has rotated down through the mid lane to try and catch out this Asmodan. They're going to try and pick him off very quickly, but in comes Kerrigan to try and avenge this. Gets the start of Lunara, and as such, Asmodan will live after being 1 or 2 auto attacks away from dying. So he will survive this. Reyna has been left pretty much alone down here because Butcher also came up. He's found Rufflecopter though to go for another round at him. There's the pull and the stun. Once again, coming after the pull, which is not how you time that at all. You go stun, then pull, and that's how you land the combo. And they're doing it a little bit wrong. Sandy gonna die just to the area of effect damage of Arthas, who does not land onto Lunara at all, but is still able to get a bit of control. Falstad, though, will have to back up as well as Arthas, as they are taking a little bit of bullying. And looks like Rufflecopter was finally murdered via Kerrigan and Butcher in the mid lane. So Kerrigan will come back down to the bottom lane to deal with Reyna, who's currently wrecking shop. And once again, gets the pull in. No stun this time. Didn't even do it first. She is a bit low on mana, though, so that could be why. Asmodan on its way to the top lane, as if that needed more people. Lunara getting annihilated. She gets picked off, and Murky will not join the match. Murky will survive. So now it's Butcher versus Sonya in the mid lane. Kerrigan versus Reyna, very appropriate in the middle lane. Actually, these are mostly quite appropriate. We have Kerrigan versus Reyna. We have a Nephilim versus a Diablo boss. Ignore this thing here. And top lane, well, this is random. This is random. Murky gets a good puffish there onto Coldstone and Liakim, but they're still trying to stay away and do as much as they can. Vinny 3 still pushing. He doesn't have his adrenaline rush up, and as such, Kerrigan coming in. If she got a combo, she gets the Venom off, and that will be enough. The cooldown will not be there. Can he get to the fountain in time? No! So close to the fountain, but unfortunately he will get picked off straight away. Having a look at some of the other talents while we have a look at some of the action in the top lane. We can see Vampiric Assault taken by a lot of the attacks here. Butcher killed off by Rufflecopter in the mid lane. But Vampiric Assault taken on the Falstad and the Raider here, very interestingly. Skybound Wisp means doesn't matter if it dies so much. Coldstone getting focus backs up. Even that Vampiric Assault will not save him here, as it's not a huge mana sustain. It's just a little bit when you're in the back of a team fight. Focus attacks, Sonya started off with the Shot of Fury. She's going with full damage. Murky with the Living the Dream, so he's going to get a bit of a burst build. Or could be split pushing. We will find out. He can use that for split pushing quite nicely. Butcher with the Unrelenting Pursuit, getting that cooldown reduction so he can charge even more. Arthas rooting Raider here. They're going to try and catch him. The stun does actually hit this time. Kerrigan actually able to predict the location. As such, Red Team will pick up that tribute, and that will be the first tribute of the game coming over to our villains. Ep.4, in the meantime, did make his way up to the top lane and was able to soak the XP. So his team actually getting a bit of a lead in the XP as well, despite having less kills. That lead mostly disappearing due to those multitude of murders in the middle lane. And as such, Falstad gonna head up to the top lane. Ep.4 probably wants to move. Murky is already pushing up here though, so this will be where Falstad's attention is mostly distracted on. And there you can see Yale. Oh, he was tunneling, but he actually misclicked. And the BM there tunnels right next to Arthas, and even gets away, gets to the mid lane, and right now putting some mines behind Asmod down here, keep him controlled, make it so that if he retreats takes a bit of damage, which he did, and it also dealt a lot of damage to the mini wave, and lets Sonya clear it up much quicker. In the bot lane, Raider getting focused out as well as Ludara. Ludara having to chase down Kerrigan as Kerrigan went a bit too deep. She dives back in though. There's the Envenom and Kerrigan is on fire. She does go down though, and Hermity kept alive by the power of Ep.4's shield here. And she is able to survive this and will be able to come up for the objective if she wants to. Instead, going to be back. She grabbed the health fountain just in case she didn't have enough health after the shield wore off. Meantime, Rufflecopter in full retreat as he is very outnumbered. This team has yet to arrive. Raider completely ignoring the objective once again. Rufflecopter taken down. Raider still busy in the bot lane. He's soaking XP. Murky just delaying this while his team arrives. Ludara is on the way. Probably going to be a bit too late. As you can see, 3 people on it. Ludara arrives, delays 2, but Falstad will pick up that tribute. And very interesting question, Sonya. Where is everyone? Ep.4 was in the mid lane, so he could only jump on people's heads who were actually there. Reyna was in the bot lane, not coming. He has finally arrived just in time to be too late. So he's going to be able to head back down to the bottom lane and just wait it out as long as he can. In the meantime, Ep.4, once again, doing a good job. He moved himself into position to soak that bottom lane as soon as he could. And we can see he is going to force some mine build. So he's not going to be doing too much damage. Murky getting picked off here. But he is going to be causing a bit of chaos. Butcher finishing off with this Bruiser camp so we can get some aggression on. It is a Master Skin Butcher, so that is pretty cool to see. My favourite skin on Butcher, definitely. I do like it. And Kerrigan is picked off there. We're going to see Reyna and Murky now pushing the top lane very aggressively. Reyna giving up on the bot lane because he's taken out pretty much everything there is able to take out there, except for a little bit of this tower, which is currently dying to the power of Ep.4 Locusts. With level 10 available for our heroes, they're looking quite comfortable. They don't have a tribute though, but with that level lead and a tribute just spawning, they may be able to at least take control of the area in time, because level 10 is very close for our villains. But if our heroes could take control first, then they have a good chance of winning that fight. Murky's on his way down. Butcher's going to be very late. In fact, it doesn't look like he's going to come at all. He's going to ditch it. His team, the Ep.4 Mines delaying the capture there. Rufflecopter going right into the fight here, taking so much damage. The Envenom is enough to kill him off. The Hyperion, though, driving back the members of our villain team. Murky coming in. Octo grabs the Falstad to interrupt the Hinterland Blast, and that Falstad gets taken out. Kerrigan gets focused down. She kills the Murky. The shield pretty much keeping her alive, thanks to that Assimilation Mastery and thanks to just her Assimilation, which is pretty effective, but she does go down, and as such, our heroes will pick up their first tribute of the game and bring the tribute count to 1-2, still in favour of our villains. We can have a look at some of the talents that have been taken here at the level 10s. We have Syndragosa coming in for our villain Arthas here. Hinterland Blast, which we saw well interrupted by Murky. Lambda Sorter by the Butcher. The Maelstrom via Kerrigan. Butcher getting outplayed by a Murky here, but healing up a bit. Butcher's brand and wrecked. Murky outplayed. And Demonic Invasion on the Asmodan here. Whereas our hero side, we can see the Thornwood Vine. So going with a bit of poke range as opposed to a bit more of an engagement. Wrath of the Berserker from that Sonya. So she's just going for the standard auto attack build here. Not too much out of the ordinary. And Murky with that Octo Grab. So as we saw as well, Evolved Monstrosity, interestingly from the Ep.4, despite the fact that it's far, far worse than Ultimate Evolution, but no one tell him that, shh. But we can see the Hyperion taken by the Raider, which we already saw in last fight, and right now, we're about to see another fight starting over this tribute. Murky delaying as long as he can with the help of Ep.4 here. In comes the Hinterland Blast, doing a lot of damage, really free. Getting focused out, gets stunned by Kerrigan, but his self-healing is quite high. He's trying to keep himself alive with the Vampiric Assault, but it's not enough. Hermity now just poking from the side. The Hyperion still doing very high amounts of damage. The Pufferfish almost catching people, but Arthur's having to run into Lunara in order to get out of that. Pufferfish does get taken down. Coldstone now in full retreat. Asmodan here to delay this, but it's run into Murky. Lunara going to give chase as well. Looks like they're going to try and go for the kill. Murky with the Octograb will do 1 damage per auto. Might not be enough. Falstad delays the tribute. Murky does in fact kill Asmodan thanks to Slime. And now we're going to see Lunara and Murky focus the Falstad. They get the kill. And that will be tribute number 2 for them. So that will work. That's pretty good for them. They are now currently tied on tributes despite being 2-0 in the enemy's favor at the start of the game. We can see level 13 talents available for our heroes. We have the Greater Spell Shield on that Lunara, so she's going to have a bit of protection against that Hinterland Blast coming in from the Falstad, and maybe some of the Maelstrom of that Kerrigan. We have the Mystical Spear, giving Sonya actually an ability to escape. Murky gets taken down, but that's not a big deal. Wrath of Cod and Compressed Air for the Murky, so he's going for very high on the damage build. Bombard Strain, so Abathur continuing with the Split Push build, which is about to start coming into play in that bottom lane. And the Giant Killer on that Rainer. Falstad found Abathur there, flew down to interrupt him, and he did get the kill. But in the meantime, our heroes were able to get the boss, and that will give them an opportunity to go for this tribute. However, the villains could in theory just leave the boss. It's gonna get mid even if they do the bottom of the fort, even if they do defend it. So they could come and interrupt this. Sindragosa coming in, catches Raider, slows him a very high amount, and he is pretty dead, gets hit by everything. And now the villain's in a good place to take the curse here. Kerrigan moving around. Sonya coming in for the intercept. In comes the Pufferfish in a really good position, surrounding everyone. Kerrigan goes down. The Pufferfish does huge damage to the Arthurs there, but the Butcher is doing the damage to Lunara, now trying to micro herself away from these 2 very heavy melee damage heroes. We're seeing Arthurs may actually die here. He does in fact go down, but Lunara is going to follow the same fate thanks to the slow from that hamstring from Ray. And he will now move onto the mid lane as his team has managed to curse our heroes, and they will now begin to push the mid lane. So yeah, for now, the boss will be pushing was pushing the bot lane, but is now dead, thanks to it has been pushing this entire time. Murky continuing to delay the Butcher as much as he can. And we can see level 16 talents still available for our heroes first, despite having just thrown pretty much a lot of stuff there in that last fight. Egg actually has been found by a demon there. You can see the Invigorating Spores, the extra attack speed. Sandy will eventually move. The extra attack speed. Sonya chasing down the Butcher here. She has that Nerves of Steel, which is her stone skin. And she's having to whirlwind to get out of here. She's not going to catch the Butcher. She was very close, but now she's just getting the hiccups. Apparently she's just getting chased. Does not Dr. Hinterland Blast. It is still poisoned. May die. Ampha needs a shield. There was not enough. Cooldowns were still up. And Hermity takes a similar fate. In the meantime, Asmodan is doing Asmodan things and is continuing to push. He's gone for a full push build except for that Demonic Invasion, because the demons will tank the towers for him while he lasers. Does miss out on a bit of damage from the Black Pool, but with the extra damage he gets from Master of Destruction, it works pretty well anyway. As you see, he's just wiping out everything. Abathur throwing Locust in a bit of an arc formation here. Very nice surround if this was StarCraft, but it's not. So he doesn't actually get to control these. We can see Vinny3 coming out to get Asmodan the hell out of there. In the meantime, mid lane is dying. And they're trying to defend this as best as they can, but there is no one here. It's because they're all either dead or in the top lane. They're going to come over to defend this, but it is already too late. They have all backed up. Coldstone, last one out, will just do a barrel roll away just to bait any extra abilities. Vinny3 coming very far here. I think he wants to try and catch Falstad, but Falstad, he didn't fall for it. He went into this little area and beat back there. Rufflecopter starting on that Bruiser camp, and you're going to be able to grab that quite quickly, especially with the help of Vinny3. They'll be able to take control of that. In the meantime, Easy Camps, the Siege Giants, was grabbed by Ray, and he's able to take control of that. And now moving down to deal with that monstrosity. Yell Homo piecing the hell out. There is a Locust, 2 Locusts now revealing his presence. Butcher just too late, not realizing what those Locusts meant. And as such, Yell Homo is able to get out of there, and he will survive. The level 69 is available for our villains as well. Also, level 13s that we did gloss over a bit. Static Shield on that Falstad, who's currently going to need shield because he's running into all the mines. We can see the Immortal Coil coming in from the Arthurs, who could in theory be using that for the to just do extra damage to this boss. because he's going to get... sorry, no extra... Yeah, he can use it on the boss because he can just throw it straight at it and still get the healing from it. Anyway, Sonya has arrived, but she is too late. Gets root... No! Pulls herself out. However, the Syndragosa is now on her nerves of steel activated, trying to shield herself from dying. Butcher has been killed off. Sonya still in full retreat, pulls herself back in. No, she gets pulled back in, pulls herself out. Still getting chased down. The Ampha shield stops the fast auto attack killing her, but she still gets taken down. The other talents, we can see Blood Frenzied, extra attack speed on that Butcher. We can see Essence for Essence coming in from that Kerrigan, which is weird. She also went for Double Strike, which is also weird. So, very interesting here. Tribute available. We're seeing a big fight here. Hyperion chasing the red team off of the Tribute. Blue team trying their best to take control of the situation. Abathur is quite near them in the bot lane, but it's not going to be able to provide too much assistance other than symbiote-based. Kerrigan going in very deep here. Goes to 53. The Venom is huge. Abathur is on top of him. May be able to drop a shield to protect him, but no, this 53 is in fact going to die. And that is another pretty much near team wipe of the Abathur and Murky. And they have managed to get themselves in a 2-level deficit, and the villains are looking good to take the game at this point. The boss has managed to crush through the top lane, and is now pushing a mid lane. Now Asmodan is now pushing the mid lane. Boss working on the core, and we're going to see everyone focus down that middle lane keep, and the Murky Egg will die here. So Murky needs to be very careful about this. Rufflecopter is now alive and could try and defend mid, but very outnumbered. It would be a suicidal mission. Butcher looks like he's just going to start heading down towards the boss because he can use his Butcher's brand to take some of the healing from that. Keep himself alive. Arthur's going on to Sonya here. Misses his route though. Sonya, with that whirlwind, interrupted via the stun of Coldstone. And Sonya gets taken down in the meantime. Asmodan is on the core. Sandy is doing a good job of trying to keep this busy. And we're seeing Leokim go down. That was the biggest damage they had. Falstad piecing out to get the tribute, despite having the core nearly half dead. Now such Arthas will die. They could have poked that and maybe tried to get out together, but instead, Falstad is like, yeah, we're not going to get it, and backs away. He will start grabbing that tribute and giving his team a good chance to try and, regroup so they can actually go for the finish. In the meantime, Butcher was on the boss this entire time, as opposed to, you know, helping his team end, and is now dead. Did it! This man, you are a success. You are a genius, this man. You are now dead. In the meantime, we can see the rest of his team working on the Sea Giants, and this is what makes me sad that I can't see the chat of the team that didn't send in the replay. So I would very much like to know what his team is saying to him right now. Level 20s available. We see the Forest of Wrath coming in for the Lunara. So she's going to be able to get even more poke and a little bit more damage out that way, of course. Ignore Pain for that Sonya. So she's going quite tanky. She knows she can be focused quite aggressively. And a Shark too for Murky, so extra damage for him as well. Locust for Abathur, who is currently in base, but he can reposition himself to start that pushing a little bit later on. Monstrosity also has not been placed yet. Sonya finds the Falstad, who's already flown away. Abathur is on top. There's no Adrenal Overload here, but in comes Sonya. She's found the Falstad doing a lot of damage. Whirlwind directly onto him in the meantime. Kerrigan is completely surrounded. She's going to do a lot of damage to Raider, though, who looks like he might die. So, Falstad's gone down. Kerrigan and Raider both go down. And now it is Arthas versus Sonya, but with Lunara to help, Arthas will get taken out. Butcher's nowhere near. Asmodan, though, is backdooring. He's trying to end. Yell Homo is the only one back here defending this. We see Ports coming in to try and deal with this. Abathur just shielding as much as he can. In comes the Murky. Octograb not available, so the stun will not be there, but they kill him off anyway with the help of the spike and that slime from Abathur. Core on 5%. We see the Butcher. He's coming in. He was spotted, I think, by a Murky's egg. And the Butcher is coming to end the game. He's going to try and do his best. He's going for the damage. He gets killed off, though, 1%. And the core is still alive here. He nearly did it. He very nearly did it. But as such, we're seeing our heroes push down the mid lane as opposed to the bot lane, which is only a keep here. Abathur has sent a Locust or two down into this bot lane already, though he has a Locust nest planted here, which is already pushing this. It's currently hidden amongst the birds. But that keep is about to go down, and that will leave the core exposed. Falstad looks like he's planning on the whole, yeah, I'm just going to fly directly at their face and hope I get the kill. Instead, finds Sonya in his path, who's going to attempt to go for the kill first. Sonya with the great mystical spear to get herself out of there. Vinny 3 seeing the same potential tactic available. Rufflecopter popping up his Ignore Pain there, and I forgot the name, Nerves of Steel here. Murky gets caught, and they all get caught in the Sindragosa. Lunara getting picked off, but Murky was able to grab Kerrigan, and the Puffish will do a huge amount of damage. Raider with the Hyperion, maybe enough, and Kerrigan goes down. Falstad is still here. He could still go for the fly-in strategy. He's being pinged, which is likely what his team expects him to do, but the core is already fully shielded again. Falstad might not be enough. He has Hammer Time. He has Static Shield. He'll get a bit of sustain. He has First Aid. Looks like he's going for it. Let's follow him. He has Nexus Frenzy, he has the damage, does not hit any of the mines. In comes Lunara, in comes Murky, in comes Raider. The shield, not even close. This is why you don't take that unnecessary risk, because now we see our villains, a hero down. However, there is no curse ready. Butcher deciding that, well, the enemy team has everyone except one person alive. We are down 2 people. And one of our people is in the base. Now seems like a good time to go for boss mode, especially when we have no vision of the enemy team. As such, we see Asmodan get caught out. Butcher will find the Lunara, though, getting a good lab to the Sorter here, and will likely get the kill. In the meantime, though, Murky was able to kill Asmodan, so it's a 1-for-1 trade. And as such, Red Team are now many people down. In the meantime, bot lane still pushing Murky. Getting chased, and Butcher castles it, but not before running into some Abathur mines. Arthas deciding that he's going to do better than Butcher, and he's going to solo a boss on his own. Doesn't look he's doing too well. He will also back up and just let the boss reset here. And Butcher getting taken down in the mid lane, completely missed that, but he was just massively burst here. And Octograb is going to be coming up soon as well. Kerrigan joining up with Arthas to try and deal with him. To try and deal with this boss, because if they get the boss, they can probably win with it. But Kerrigan, oh, Falstad's coming in as well. They're ditching it. It's going to leash again. They're all coming. I don't know where they're going. They could have grabbed that and tried to do it. Instead, they're moving back to their base, because I think they expected the enemy to try it in. Here comes Sindragosa, getting the root onto Sonya, but that's not going to stop damage going through. Hinterland Blast doing a lot of damage to Raider, who's currently focusing the Bruiser camp, which is not good. Kerrigan gets taken down due to all of that damage coming in, and the camp will go over to our heroes, who will take control and will be able to use that to push down the mid lane. The Hyperion was upgraded with that Scorched Earth at level 20, so it was able to do much more damage. Tribute available in the bot lane. We can see Rufflecopter getting focused down. He's pushing pretty much on his own except for Abathur here, and he's trying to piece himself out of there. In the meantime, Abathur has positioned himself up to the top lane, also brought a nest with him, and as you can see, he is pushed very hard. It's one of the only 2 keeps remaining. This one's already exposed. This one is getting exposed very quickly. Tribute going over to our heroes. In the meantime, the villains are pushing up the mid lane. Butcher choosing not to join them, and Kerrigan not even alive. Lunara sneaking around to the bottom lane. There's already a catapult on the core here, but remember, our hero's core is only on 1% at this point. Leakim running into mines, along with literally everyone else. Lunara has found the core. Who's going to be doing the ports? The answer is no one, because Murky and Raider are stopping them. So it's up to Butcher, who doesn't appear to have noticed. So right now, Lunara is dancing in and out of the core. She doesn't really able to do too much. Kerrigan has finally managed to make it back. She's just poking it. Arthur's getting taken down, though, because Kerrigan has ditched. The rest of it is finally back alive, but it doesn't matter, because Falstad is now on his own. Asmodan has to split off from mid. Falstad does escape, though, thanks to his fly, and will get out of there. Asmodan heading down towards that tribute, but he'll find Lunara there, who's managed to steal the watchtower. Kerrigan on her way too, though. This could end up being a 2 versus 1, and Hermity could be in a tough situation. In comes Kerrigan once again, doing the wrong combo, though. Did get the envenom for a hell of a lot of damage, though. Murky doing a lot of damage, well, dropping his Puffish, and Kerrigan staying in it, and as such goes down. And now it is Leakim. He's going to laser the Murky, but no, he decides to cancel it instead. Hermity now is the only one, was the only one here, because his team has arrived. He backs up to get some health, has Abathur with him, goes in, and they kill Leakim. And we see Hermity backing up. He knows he doesn't need to hit anymore, because Sonya will finish off the kill, and she does not want to die herself. Butcher is still going. He's been pushing this for quite a while. Abathur provides him with some locusts, giving him some friends to play with. In the meantime, Sonya is trying to steal the Bruiser camp, but it's running to Falstad. Sonya should be able to take this, assuming she can keep up with Falstad, who's right now is trying to micro away. Hinterland Blast coming out, doing a large amount of damage. Rufflecopter takes down Falstad. Doesn't have enough health, really, though, to do anything else. He can't core because Arthur is there, and he can't really do the camp because there's nothing there, too. He also doesn't have his heal level, he doesn't have his heal talent, so he's not going to be able to get the sustain out of that either that he could get at level 1. Gonna see the easy camp in the top lane picked up by our heroes, who this time the core's still at 1%. There's no mines anymore, but the commitment and the teamwork at the moment from Red Team has disappeared. They're just not able to dive together anymore. Too late for boss, because, yeah, a tribute should be spawning quite soon. They can't afford to let their enemies take it. Hermity, just focusing down this with the help of Vidi3, they'll be able to get it, and this will put some pressure on the mid lane, and it'll allow them to be a bit more relaxed in it. They're just taking mercenaries in the lanes where there are already catapults pushing in. Tribute in the top lane. It's nearest to Abatha, who is not in the position to be able to stop this, so he's just backing up and just placing mines so his team can get vision. Rufflecopter finds Kerrigan very quickly. Damage is coming out, stun, and envenoms, ignore pain, and the nerves of steel already active, and Rufflecopter tanks it all and is able to get the kill. He's taking a bit more damage, but he's able to zone out the Asmodad. The Hyperion also doing a great job with that, and that will be the curse from our heroes team, and they are now in a good position. They're having to be back to base because they expect that while this was going on, someone like maybe Butcher was going for a backdoor, and they're right, but Butcher has got an exceptionally long way round, so they're actually going to get there way before him and have to waste a bit of time. In comes Butcher, going in, gets the stun. In comes Raider, lamb to the slaughter, and Butcher is stunned for the majority of it and will get taken down in the meantime. Catapult once again on the core. We see Lunara and Murky pushing up this lane. Abatha is still throwing Locust into this top lane, so that's going to be taking damage as well. This keep will go down, and that will only leave top keep available, and there's Siege Giants about to arrive at it with a curse already activated. Abatha also repositioning himself further forward to get more Locusts into this to take down this last keep of his enemies. Sonya arriving in the mid lane. They're going to take down Arthas here. It is now just Falstad alive. He's in full retreat. Sonya has the Abatha on her head. Activates Ignore Pain. Goes in and gets the kill, but Kerrigan is already alive. Goes in, but the Nerves of Steel keeps the Sonya alive here. Essence for Essence. Not enough to grant the kill at this point. The poison, though, from the Envenom might be enough. Dodges the stun. Murky with the Octograb, but the poison still kills off Sonya. Now it's Murky versus Kerrigan, who's doing a great job. Gets the kill. But now Asmodad is pretty much on his own defending here. In comes Raider. Just in time. He's going to try and focus down Kerrigan. Pick her off. Then he might be able to end the game. Gets Kerrigan. In comes Asmodad. He's the last one alive for his team. Butcher has just come back though. Siege Giants already working on the core. Just chipping away at it. Murky and Lunara have arrived back. So it's currently a 3 versus 2 for 18 more seconds before the Arthur spawns again to make it a 3 versus 3 again. We see Murky moving in, and I say 3 versus 2 because currently it's 4 due to Abatha still pushing this top lane. Murky clearing out this mid lane, giving them a lot more freedom. And Butcher not choosing to engage yet. They're waiting for Arthas at least, and Falstad 6 seconds after. So our heroes gonna back away from this. 44% down on that core. They can definitely do this as long as their core doesn't just straight up die. Abatha just chilling. Just chilling over here. He's just getting Locust into this lane, but right now that lane's getting D-pushed pretty hard, and Butcher is D-pushing the bottom lane, just to make sure that nothing gets onto their core, because that's the lane where the majority of those catapults have managed to sneak through so far. Bosses are still available. If a boss was taken by the red team, they would, blue team would have to basically put either everything they had into defending it or everything they had into all-in the core. And one of those commitments would have to be made. Pings being made on boss camps. Kerrigan has been found here. She's getting Octograbbed, but there was no pufferfish this time. And we do see Kerrigan surviving this, and she will get out of there. A retreat called by Lunara, who's already dead, telling her team to get back and defend to make sure that no one is able to sneak in and steal that away. In the meantime, we can see red team getting ready to take that. Murky spots it, and that is forcing a reaction out of Sonya, but with Raider
shall we see who gathers enough tribute this time?
Not reacting, we can see that Sonya's in a bit of trouble, but she's doing a lot of damage. Murky taken down, so now Sonya's on her own. Murky's egg is spotted and he doesn't spawn in time. He is now down. Butcher, though, continuing to not participate. I hope his team reported him, because this is not really fair. Now we see red team moving on to that boss. If it pushes top lane all the way, or they push with it, then they could have this game in the bag. In the meantime, though, tribute was picked up via our hero, Sonya, going for a sneaky sneak. She was spotted by the Butcher here, and the rest of red team. They do get the boss. There we go, call made by Lunara. The boss will push top, but Looks like they're going to go for a bit of a base race strategy. Sonya and Raider are here together. In the meantime, base race has been called. We can see the red team also going. They have a huge advantage in this. Kerrigan is here to defend. She's not going to be on her. She's going to be basically on her own here. Because Butcher is not paying attention. Butcher finally coming back. Sonya immediately going onto core. Gets stunned up through the whirlwind. Activates her Nerves of Steel and her Ignore Pain. So she's taking a lot of damage here. And red team have only just arrived on the core. The red team's core is going down quick. And that is GG. And red team, due to non-reaction, unfortunately, and due to a bit of a slow push at the end there, are unable to take the 1% off the core that they could have had to win the game. And that is GG. Super well played by our heroes. And they were able to take the game, and what I assume was the rank points. But, yeah, that Butcher, I hope he got reported, because that non-participation was not really fair on his team. But, oh well. So, guys, thank you very much for watching. That is the end of this recording. By the time you're watching this, the stream will probably be over, but you can tune in tomorrow or today, depending on what time you're watching this, I guess, or it was ages ago, depending on what time you're watching this, to see me stream again on twitch.tv/Tetcher. So, guys on the YouTube side, thank you very much for watching, and I will see you all next time.